What's going on, guys? This is Eddie from Man Made Kennels coming to you live. I wanted to do a video for you guys because I've been gone for a while, haven't really been going live and giving educational tips. But I did notice that there's a lot of new breeders out there, newcomers that ask questions about what they should expect from kennel partners or what they should be doing to start a kennel up. And I figured that I would give you my experience as a breeder and having a team on what you should look for and what you shouldn't look for. This time, because in the past I haven't really checked my comments as I'm recording, I actually have another phone here that's going to show me what's going on as we're recording so that I can make sure that I'm responding back to comments as we go. So you want to be a breeder, right? And you've been following a whole bunch of different people on Facebook groups and Instagram that have been breeding. You may have your favorite breeder out there that you've been listening to for a while, and you want to kind of use their program as like a template for your program, right? Well, that's not how breeding works. So a lot of people, especially people that are in the first 2 or 3 years of their breeding program, they're going to have to present themselves as if they have years and years of knowledge when it comes to breeding. And some of them have years of knowledge, but for one specific breed. And so you may see them elevating to the top by pulling others down or making comments that make other kennels look bad, that make themselves look good. Those are not kennel partners that you want to partner yourself with. Let me give you the fundamental, the step 1, step 2, step 3 to knowing whether or not you're built to become a breeder. And this is very important. Please, while I'm doing this, share this video with your friends. Let's share it to a couple groups real quick, because I think that this video will save a lot of time and effort, on a lot of people's behalf, because you're going to get into this world, spend a lot of money, and then wish that you would have never met the American Bully or the American Pit Bull Terrier once you've given so much of your time and energy and it comes back and bites you in the butt, right? So you need to know whether or not you're built for this. And I'm going to tell you now, in quick, easy steps, whether or not this is something that you should really jump into, or maybe you should just sit back and enjoy the breed as a family member. All right? So let me just share this to a couple groups. If you have any questions along the way, feel free to ask. Like I said, I have my phone here, and I'll be willing to take some questions as we go. This is not up for debate. Our program has been around for a while, and it works and it runs smoothly, and we have an amazing group. And so what I'm saying right now, it's not a question of whether or not it's true. This is a fact, what I'm going to teach you guys today. And I'm pretty sure that most breeders out there will agree with me based off of what I say. So rule number 1, are you fit to be a breeder? Well, ask yourself this: how well do you get along with others? And that is a huge question that you really have to sit back and ask yourself. How well do you as a breeder get along with other people from all different walks of life? It doesn't matter where they come from, what their background. Hey guys, bye-bye. Bye-bye real quick. What their background is. That's my son, and he's bringing in a crew of friends. What their background is. See you later, Eddie. You need to be able to ask yourself, how well do you get along with other people? And the reason for that is because this dog, this breed, any breed, is made for any family. So if you as a customer contact a breeder, you want to be able to feel a connection with the breeder no matter who they are. And a lot of our breeders, they're set in their ways, and that's why they last for a little while. They may rise to the top in their little pond, but after a while, they're stuck with puppies, and they're frustrated, and they resort to bashing, and they resort to unethical tactics to sell puppies. And then usually at the very end, they turn on each other and like beta fish, and they end up, turning into a kennel that used to be. And so if you're able to ask yourself quickly how well you get along with others, how well you take constructive criticism, how much are you willing to give of yourself to someone you don't know, and you can answer those questions and say, I can give all of myself to someone I don't know because I love everyone and I'm willing to deal with anyone. I am willing to take a loss in order for someone else to get a good gain? If you can answer those questions honestly and say, you really don't have a problem dealing with any personality or any point of view, political point of view, or what they do in their life, then you might be, step one, you are on the right path, because you are going to meet what I like to say, some extremely wild people. Some people that don't have what we would consider common sense. They may not have common sense. And there's nothing against them, but maybe they just have a different cultural upbringing, or maybe they just have very, very little experience with owning a dog or business or doing, deals with someone. Maybe they've been jaded in the past. And so they may come and talk to you in a way where you feel like they should get it, but you don't know where they come from, and you have to be able to deal with that personality and move on. So that is step one to knowing whether or not you want to be a breeder, is how well can you adapt, can you get along with someone else of a totally different personality type. Then the next question you have to ask yourself, am I willing to put the extra effort into the work? All right? Because the work is huge. It's huge. When you go and you do a breeding, it's not just taking two dogs and putting them together that are amazing and beautiful and then whelping the litter and raising healthy puppies, and making sure that these puppies have the best possible upbringing up until the moment they get to their new family. That is not breeding. That is not breeding. That is just a process in the breeding. But you also have to be able to take the time to find a good background, good sceneries, find a good photographer, a good graphic designer, a good web designer, someone that knows how to promote your dogs accurately. And the reason I say accurately is because if you promote your dogs unethically, it's going to come back and get you in the end. So number two is, how much work can you honestly put into this breed? I am a full-time father. I have 4 children. I have a full-time job, and I come home every day and on the weekends, and I put the work in. And my whole team, our whole family, the whole family has to back you up. But we all understand that we are much more than just breeders. We have a family, and we have a group of people that we have to make sure that we represent accurately. So all of our family, all across the country, worldwide, when we put anything that we put out on social media, any actions that we display with another customer, if we put some bad imagery of our dogs up, or some bad videos that maybe can be misconstrued into being a bad breeder, we are all each responsible for that. So we all have to really pay attention to what we're putting out there on social media, because you will inevitably have haters. You will have people that are not going to like the fact that you're doing something positive and you're making a difference in your life and other people's lives. And I don't know why it's like that. The world is just like that. So you have to ask yourself, sorry guys if you're asking me questions, but what's going on, everybody? How much work are you willing to put in? All right? Then rule number 3. This is very, very important, guys. Very important. How do you pick the people that you're truly going to associate yourself with? Now, one of the number one mistake I see new breeders do is following another new breeder on their every word. If another new breeder says something and it makes sense, that's law to them. That's like they wrote it. It comes from a Bible. Just because another new breeder says something that makes sense doesn't make it accurate. All right? So when you're going to associate yourself with someone, don't just listen to their words, but do your homework on those people. We have a lot of man-made family, and we have a lot of kennels that we would associate ourselves with. But one thing we don't do is we don't jump in bed with kennels outside of our circle. We may get to know them a little bit, try to understand where they're coming from, what their mentality is, how they treat their dogs. But before we ever give them the whole title of being part of our family, we really, really, really need to do our homework, because you may jump into bed with someone that can be toxic to your environment. They may actually cause you more problems than they do bring good to the breed and to your program. And so you can look up to people online and Facebook, and you can meet people and listen to their words. But my biggest advice would be to step back, pay attention to what they're doing, and then take the good things that you get from them and add them to your program, and then take the bad things that you see and disregard those things. Do your homework, all right? Because a lot of times, you may see a deal that's unbelievable. Maybe, they themselves are somebody you look up to, and they're offering you a chance to become part of their program. And you look at it as a fast way to get into the game and to, be an established breeder. Like, I could jump in with these guys. This guy seems like he knows what he's doing, and he's really popular on this one Facebook group. But the truth is that you're being used. You're a new person that's going to promote them, right? And so you really want to know who you're jumping into bed with, and you want to make sure that they treat you right. What's going on, Luke? Cunningham, everybody. God bless, guys. If y'all have any questions, you can go ahead and ask. But those are three things that I think are really important is who you surround yourself with. Now, me personally, I like to surround myself with people that are like-minded. They care about other people first. Dogs are super important part of their life, and they're willing to give the shirt off their back to someone they don't know. Those are good traits to find on someone, because most of the time they're going to feed their dogs and they're going to make sure a customer is happy before they themselves are happy. All right? Another big thing is your feeding program. So we've gotten through step one. You've established that, you can deal with different type of people. That's step one. You know that you're willing to put in the work to market your dogs. You're going to do the right photos. You're going to put a little bit of extra effort into promoting the dogs that you do have. You're going to understand your dogs and what they bring to the table. And then number three, you're going to start associating yourself, and you need to associate yourself with other breeders, because that's where you get your education from. You cannot learn this on your own. Reading a book is only going to teach you theory. You need to get in there and you need to learn how to handle a dog with a breeding program. You need to know what it is on semen count and progesterone tests and whelping a litter. You need to know about tube feeding. You need to know about a lot of things, and you can check those things out on my YouTube channel. But once you've gotten to the point where you're like, hey, look, this is something I can do, you need to really know whether or not you can afford to do this off the bat. How good are you with your finances, should I say? Because what I see a lot of breeders do is they'll have a litter and they'll gain a lot of, maybe they'll make a big chunk of money off of a breeding, for instance, right? But then after they've gotten that money, they're right back to selling puppies at a discounted rate because they have bills to pay. That is crazy to me. I don't even understand it. Because you could just as easy have lost the whole litter if a problem would have happened. Parvo would have hit your yard and you didn't know what to do. Maybe she didn't take. You have been blessed with an awesome litter, and you got a great team around you, and you need to know how to balance your funds. Because if you want to be a breeder, it takes, I would say, at least 30% of what you gain has to go back into your program. And this is tried and true. We do it, and we grow. Every time we work together, we all grow together, okay? And some of that 30% will be going towards, and if you want to take a marketing class with me, I'll offer you a marketing class. You can call my phone anytime, 302-272-3625. We can sit down. It's going to take 4 or 5 hours to do some good marketing. But I'll show you what you do with those funds to really grow. Not just in the small ponds of Facebook community and Instagram communities, but in the real world where you're going to make a big difference for your program. Okay? So once you've decided, hey, I'm going to have a litter, and you make some money, and you put some money to the side, and you put it into your program, when I'm saying put it into your program, your dogs should not look the same or eat the same after their first breeding. You should have invested in deep freezers, and you should be getting, quality dog food by the pallet. You should be making sure that the best supplements are being put into your program. If you're a type of person that's going to be doing dog training, you should have gotten some new sleeves and some new gear for your dogs and new living conditions for your dogs. Everything in the first few steps has to be going back into your program. Once you've realized that this is very important to you, I would recommend getting yourself an accountant. An accountant's really important because it can save your butt later on down the road. Get yourself an accountant. Make sure you keep up with everyone and what you're doing on your program. Okay. Then the next step would be, trust no one outside of your circle. So you got to establish some ground rules. A lot of times you're going to have other kennels. Once they see that you're doing pretty good, they're going to contact you and they're going to offer you deals to kind of work with them. You make sure that, first of all, you don't do anything for free. I do a lot of things for free, but only because it's usually in my circle, right? But you don't do things for free. And here's why. Let's say you have somebody call you, say, I'm a retired military member, I was in the war, and we're looking for a dog to be donated. We have done this in the past. We have donated dogs to families, and it bit us in the butt. These individuals turned into some bad people that decided they were going to use our dogs to build a breeding program, and they were very unethical, had loads of dogs in their home, and they tricked us pretty much. And this is years and years and years ago, and we've learned from that. But nothing's done for free. A rehoming fee for a dog that needs to be rehomed, that's important because they're going to treat the dog like it's either valuable or just something they got for free and they can toss to the side. If somebody asks you for a favor, like let's just say a stud, or for you to help them with a litter, it becomes a common theme. If something bad was to happen, for instance, like let's just say you help with whelping a litter and they lose 2 puppies, you're now responsible for those 2 puppies being, hurt or damaged. So you just need to be real careful when you're dealing with an outside group of people on what the rules are. And that's contract law, ladies and gentlemen. It's called contract law. You need to make sure that everything is in writing, and you use your phone and your text messages, and you put the information in there exactly to the T. So for instance, I would like to use your mail for stud. What would you like in return? And they text me back, oh, just give me a puppy back from that breeding. Well, that is a bad contract. I would return back saying, hey dude, if we're gonna do that, I'm willing to give you the second pick overall from this litter. That's what I'm going to give you, second pick. Is that understood? Yes, it's understood, and now we have it in writing. All right? But when you leave yourself open to interpretation, that's when you set yourself up for failure. And all it takes is one bad decision to ruin everything that you've worked hard for. One bad friend, one bad picture, one bad video, one bad statement, one bad text messages. You ask yourself, how many breeders have you seen write in a text message to someone something stupid that you're like, I would have never in a million years thought that they would talk like that. And then it gets screenshot and sent all over the internet, and all that hard work that they put into it is destroyed. I mean, that happens a lot, right? And then you yourself, you may be a breeder. Let's just say you're a seasoned breeder, right? And this is all for my new breeders, and I'm telling you this because I want you to do your homework. But go to Google. Go to Google. It's not hard. Go and look up your best friend, the person that you love the most, the internet sensation, the Facebook sensation. Look them up and just see what's going on with them. See what they're truly about. If they're really established, you're going to see that they've been around for a little while, and they're going to have content out there that's supporting what they're saying. But then you may find out that some of these people are really bad people in the real world. They've scammed people in the past. And that's huge because you may fall in love with them, and that's a scammer's MO. Get these people to fall in love with me, send me your money, and then disappear. Come up under another screen name. That is an MO of a lot of scammers out there. Or bad business people. Like if they don't like you for some reason, let's just say they post a picture of their dog and they're emotional that day, and they all of a sudden, you didn't like their picture, now all of a sudden you're the enemy. Like, you've been busy, you got things to do in your life, you don't have time to go liking all their stuff, or you don't have time to promote their dog. Let's say you buy a dog from someone, right? Or you get a dog for your program, and the person that you got the dog from, they're kind of mentoring you. Just as quick as they're mentoring you, they can be stabbing you in the back. So you really need to know who you're getting in bed with, right? And so, anybody got any questions? Like I said, you can ask as soon as you want. But this breeding thing it is important that you know who you're dealing with and what you're doing, and you balance yourself. The last thing I'm going to tell you guys, and I'm trying to make sure I respond. I know I've been not paying attention. The last thing I want to tell you guys is breeding is not an emotional thing. You cannot be an emotional person and be a breeder. Now, I love Love, love, love. Like, I'm probably one of the most blue, emotional people you'll ever meet. But when it comes to making a decision, and you really, really care about the people that you're working with, and you care about your program, you're not going to make emotional decisions. And what I mean, the example I'm going to give you is, somebody talks bad about you. Somebody writes something bad about you. And you know it's not true. You know it's not. But they write something bad about you. Your actions will speak way louder than your words. So if you get on there and start writing negative stuff, down talking them, defending yourself in a childish manner, you will ruin yourself. Because people like me and other people around you that have been in the same situation, we're not reacting like that. We're saying, dude, this guy's off his rocker, or this girl's crazy, and most people will understand that. You're never gonna eliminate crazies from breeding world. You're never gonna eliminate them. They're gonna be there. But you don't have to join into that. You don't have to give it any fuel. Just ignore those people. If they talk bad about you, let them talk bad about you. Maybe they're having a rough day. They don't need you making their day any rougher by entertaining what they're saying. Let them talk bad about you. Hold your emotions in. Hold your pride in. It does not matter what the 10 people in your Facebook group think about you because you didn't respond and say something back to them. Those people, if they're your real friends and they really want to see you come up and they have any business sense, not emotional sense, but business sense, they're going to understand that you are too busy working towards a greater goal than to let this guy or this girl ruin your day. And if you can stop making emotional decisions as you grow in your breeding program, I can promise you, I put this before anything I love. You call me if it's not true. You will be light years ahead of someone that started with you. Light years, because they're going to make the emotional decisions. They're going to get on there, they're going to embarrass themselves, and they're going to ruin themselves. They're going to lose potential followers, potential customers, potential business deals. They're going to lose all those things, all because they can't handle the way they speak and they can't handle their emotional outbursts. That is by far huge. Now, the quality of dog that you pick, it does not matter if your dog is world famous or not. If you're a good breeder, and you pay attention to the structure of your dog, the health of your dog, what the community is looking for, at that time, and you can evolve. You got to be able to evolve in this world. So unfortunately, you get some of your old time breeders that they do not know how to move with the time. If you want to be successful, you have no choice but to move with the time. We're not dictating what people want. The people that want something dictate what we do as breeders. Now, what we got to do is bring our breeding ethics towards what the customers are looking for. Otherwise, those unethical breeders are going to be the ones that are influencing the communities, okay? And they're going to saturate the community with junk. That's what they're going to do. So you have to be able to evolve in a manner that's respectful to the breed, but also is going to educate those people that are evolving with you on how to do it the new way of doing things. Videos of our dogs, video chatting with customers. You should, every time that you're selling a dog, you should be able to make time to take a video of the puppies and contact the people that have deposits with you. Unfortunately, I lost my phone, so if somebody has a deposit with me, call me. I have a brand new phone, which I'm using now. I've only had it for a couple days, and we have been reaching out to a few of you. But, you're going to be able, you got to be able to do those things because you're going to get stagnant and you're going to get into a routine, and it's going to become something that you did great for a little while, and you're going to be confused. Why am I not growing anymore? It's because you're not evolving. You have to be able to evolve with the times. And if you don't, you're going to end up creating an amazing program that one day is going to disappear. All right? So look, guys, I'm here for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If I'm at work, obviously I can't answer the phone, but you can text message me, and I will always, no matter what, as long as I'm breathing, I will always be willing to help anyone that's new, anyone that, even if you're old and you have any questions. If I can't answer your questions because they're health related to a dog, my wife will definitely be able to answer the questions. Right, Sarah?
Yes, of course.
All right, so that's just how it works. And if we can't answer the questions, we have amazing brothers and sisters in our program in Texas, California, Mississippi, Amsterdam. If I can't answer the question, all I gotta do is give me a few minutes and I'll get the question answered, because they're all amazing, very loving. I have some family up in New Jersey now, the Pack XXL, that's my people. I mean, we're a big group, and we'll all help each other out. I got my boy Riggs too up in Maryland, big shout out to Riggs. But you guys can call us anytime, 302-272-3625. To all you new breeders out there, I hope that you really paid attention to this video, and I hope it made a difference to you. And you can call me anytime just to sit back and chat, and we can help you get started, all right? If you want to be a part of my marketing video, the marketing team, I'm only going to take a few people. Call my phone, 302-272-3625. If you're serious about marketing, yeah, that's one of our puppies snoring. But if you're serious about marketing and you seriously want to learn how to really do it the right way, give me a call and we'll get you started. God bless, guys. You know what to do at home on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Peace, Man-Made Kennels.